Hi everyone, it's Sierra Felucci. I'm the executive editor of parenting content here at Common Sense Media, and thank you for tuning in to week 2 of the new Trend Report. We are going to do this show on Thursdays at 4 o'clock Pacific time. That's 7 o'clock Eastern time. And I hope you tune in, and I hope you share this with your friends. And we're going to be talking about a few things today. First of all, the active shooter game that was rumored to be released on Steam, the new iPhone iOS that is going to be announced probably on Monday, and then a new report from Pew about teens and social media, and then also you may have heard about the whole Alexa recording people's conversations. I'm going to talk about that too. Okay, and then we will also get to the movies that are going to be out in the theaters this week, and my personal favorite segment, Word of the Week, also known as Words My Kids Have Taught Me. Okay, so first up, we're going to start talking about active shooters. So this was a big controversy this week. There was a game that was rumored to be coming out on Steam, which is the super popular gaming platform that all your kids are playing on. And this game was controversial because it was going to be set in a school, and players were going to have a choice to either be, I think, a SWAT team member or, law enforcement, or to actually be a school shooter. So for obvious reasons, this was very controversial. Folks got wind of it. There were petitions online, there was news coverage, and people wanted this pulled, and it was. So the background about this is that the developer of this game has made other kind of iffy games in the past, like one about Tide Pods and one about white power. So they were already a little sketchy to begin with, but it's been pulled off the platform. So we don't have to worry about it. But that doesn't mean that there aren't other really creepy, terrifying, violent games on the Steam platform and on lots of other gaming platforms. So my recommendation to you is to use your parental control settings. Every platform have settings of some sort. Whether they're high quality settings or not, you should look into them and try to use them. Steam has one. I played around with it a little bit today to try to see how easy it was to use. Not super easy, but dig in there and see what you can do. Hi, Jill. Jill just joined. Great. Okay, next up, I want to talk about the new Apple iOS that is probably going to be released in September. It will probably be announced on Monday at Apple's big conference. And so what is really exciting about this is that they're going to integrate elements into the new iOS that's going to help you monitor your digital health, right? So this is something that Common Sense has been talking about. Lots of folks have been talking about. Google just released a new digital well-being part of their new Android operating system that's going to help people monitor what they're doing online, what they're doing on their devices, how much time they're using, when maybe they should be turning it off. And so hopefully these new tools will be super helpful for people who want to kind of wean themselves off of their devices a little bit, or maybe use them a little bit more in balance. That's what we're hoping for. Remains to be seen if their parental controls will improve or not. I would really love to see that. So we will find out more on Monday. Okay, and third up, the Pew Research group, they're very well-respected research organization, and they do lots of great original research about social media and teens and lots of other topics. So they just came out with a new release today where they looked at teen social media use. And what they found, which is probably not going to be a surprise to most of you, is that almost every single teen, 95% of teens, have access to a smartphone, and that 45% of these teens are online on their devices almost every single moment. Maybe they sleep a little bit. One thing that was interesting is how the teens reported their experiences on social media. Were they negative? Were they positive? Well, you might be interested to find out that about 31% said that their experiences on social media were mostly positive, whereas 24% said mostly negative, usually issues around drama, bullying, stuff like that. And then 45%, so nearly half of teens ages 13 to 17, said that it was neither negative or positive, which I think is kind of how a lot of us adults and parents experience social media, which is just kind of, it's integrated into your life, right? You're not necessarily having a fabulous time on Facebook. You're not necessarily having a horrible time on Facebook. You're just using it as part of your daily routine. And then again, no surprise, but the most popular platforms for teens were YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, right? Okay. And then last on our list of topics today, and this I find both creepy and a little bit hilarious, is the news that came from last week that Alexa had recorded a couple's personal conversation and sent it off to a contact on their list, right? So they were having a conversation, I guess, about like hardwood floors or something really benign, and somehow their Alexa, their Echo device, understood them to have said Alexa, to have called up a contact and agreed to send this conversation to that contact. Now, these people did not actually mean to do this, but somehow through Alexa's, magical technology, it was triggered and people actually said yes to sending this message, and it went through, and then luckily it was not anything super private or super, creepy or anything like that, and they were immediately notified about it. They contacted Amazon, and Amazon said, yes, this actually happened. So clearly, there is work to be done around privacy and smart devices. One thing that you can do is you can actually, if you use one of these devices, either the Google Home or the Alexa, is you can go in and you can see the whole record of everything that you've ever said to it, and you can choose to delete that. I don't know how helpful that would be, but it's possible. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about movies. So what's out this week? Nothing super exciting for kids. There is Adrift, which is the Shailene Woodley kind of drama, I guess, where she and her boyfriend her character and the character's boyfriend are stuck in a boat, and she gets a horrible sunburn. It looks very dramatic. We gave it 2 stars, 14 and up. The next one, Action Point, is with Johnny Knoxville of Jackass fame. And this is all about a amusement park that is super dangerous. And it's actually, I think, I could be wrong, but I think it's based on Action Park in Vernon, New Jersey, which is near where I grew up. And every year somebody died there. Super creepy, and eventually it was shut down. I'm pretty sure that this movie is based on some amalgamation of that place. And then, so that is rated R. We don't have a rating or a review of it yet because it is opening cold, which means there are no screenings of it, which also usually means that it's bad, but I don't know. And last up, Upgrade. Now, again, not a movie for kids. We've rated it 17 and up. It's kind of a gory sci-fi action movie, rated R. Looks good. We gave it 4 stars, but not for kids. Okay, that was the news. Now we're going to get to Word of the Week. Okay, so last week's Word of the Week, if you watched, was trigger trash. I learned this from my 11-year-old, and according to him, trigger trash is the name that you call a very bad player in a game like Fortnite, and somebody who is so bad that they trigger you to feel mad or upset. Another word might be noob. And then I have a new word for you for next week that I will define next week. And this week's word is mukbang. Mukbang. Okay, maybe mukbang, mukbang, however you want to pronounce it. I see Ellen. Hi, Ellen. Glad that Apple is building function into its app that will help all of us be more balanced in our tech use. Me too, because this thing is always with me, always on, and I could use a little more fresh air. Okay, so thank you so much for joining. Please share this with your friends, and then tune in next week. We will talk about many more exciting topics, things that are trending in the area of kids, media, and tech. Please send your questions in. If you put questions in, if you're watching this after it's already finished, I will answer your questions next week. And I am so happy that you have joined us. Thanks again from Common Sense. Bye-bye.